Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody, how are you doing? This is Chorkor Millionaire, a young man from the slums of Chorkor in Accra, coming to you live from Ontario, Canada. How is everybody doing? Today I have two cell phones, one on my left, trying to keep up with the comments and the questions. I will do my best to answer as many of them as possible. And I hope the landlady of the house, my princess, doesn't wake up early so we can have a good time. Good morning. How are you doing? Many of you have already followed me on my YouTube channel with the same name, Chorkor Millionaire. Many of you have also followed me on Instagram. I plan to share every part of my real estate journey on my YouTube channel, guys. So if you are living in Canada and you want to follow and know exactly what I did to get to where I am and where I'm going next, you want to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I won't be posting the real estate stuff here most of the time. I'm going to be going live on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the channel, let people reach, let it reach people, and let's educate ourselves, let's empower ourselves as a youth so we can do better. Okay. Som Tochuku Obina okay from Nigeria. How are you? Good morning to you. Kozi, so for great. How are you? So Kozi, when you type your question, I recommend that you copy it and keep it in your phone memory. That way, if I skip it, you can easily post it back again. There will be so many questions coming, and I'm going to do my best to answer them one at a time. So I recommend that, guys, if you type your question, just copy and post it somewhere. That way you don't have to be struggling just typing the same again. Robert Ajimankusi, I can't find your channel on YouTube. Robert, on the home page of my page, there is a website link there. When you click on it, it will take you straight to my YouTube channel. It's going to take you straight to my YouTube channel. If anybody can also share my YouTube video on this platform right now to help people, that would be great. But Robert, click on the website link on my Facebook page, Chorkor Millionaire. It will take you straight to my YouTube channel. Okay? So guys, let's get straight to business. How is everybody doing? If this is your first time watching me, I will appreciate if you can let us know where you're watching us from. For now, I know we have people watching from almost every part of the world, except for the Caribbean. I haven't had anybody from the Caribbean and the Americas, but at least we know, at least in Africa, we have everybody representing from north, south, east, and west. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. If this is your first time, I want to acknowledge you. Cash Tosu, you were a follower already. Thank you. Watching you live from Tema. Kozi Sofogreat, which are the best schools for masters in political science with scholarship? I'm going to answer that question, Mr. Kozi. Akusu Simon, Chako, good day. Please, how do I access a school for a postgraduate program to study veterinary medicine? I'm going to go through that. Stephen, good afternoon in Ghana. We are fine. And yourself? I'm also doing fine, Stephen. Shimadi, Victor Tor, is it easy for someone to get access to Canada with SSC only? Yes, it is easy, Victor. I'm going to go to that. Ofori Boatin, good morning, Chorkor Millionaire. I'm joining in from Akuse, Eastern region. Wow, Akuse. I've been there, my brother. I haven't been to Akuse per se, but I've been to the Eastern region before. I did my first enterprise when I finished Legon, University of Ghana, was starting a fish farm. I decided to do a tilapia fish farm, and the Eastern region specifically, Asosewa in the Eastern region was a place I chose to do that through a friend's advice. I did it in a small village called Akrusu. If you're familiar with Akrusu, you are in Akuse. I did a fish farm there. I did a tilapia fish farm there. And I must say that it didn't go well for me. I failed woefully. It was a big loss. I had invested about 10,000 Ghanaian cedi at that time. I think it was 2013 or 12. And my mom advised me at that time to go see an agric extension officer to do research and all of that before I start, instead of just trusting a friend. But I believe my friend so well because he was doing it, and I just dumped my money in there. And I basically didn't give it the attention it needed. So what happened was that at the end, when I harvested my first tilapia, instead of me making at least my investment back or most of it back, I ended up making less than 1/3 of it. And it hurt me so much because it was my life savings from whatever I've done once I was on campus as a hustler, 10,000 Ghana cedis was gone. So when you mention Akuse, it brings things into mind, huh? It brings things into mind. Akrusu, if you know what I'm talking about, huh? GH Mediano, watching you live from Qatar National Soccer Team headquarters. That's great. Good to know. Samuel Campbell, morning to you, African brother. I'm from Niger. Good. Your question: which school is reasonable for a degree on social work? Okay, how to apply? Let me know what your grades are. Are you a degree holder? If yes, what was your class and your GPA, so I can advise you on that. Isaac Nana Asefua J. Can a third class degree holder get an admission for Masters in Architecture in Canada? Aziz Ibrahim, when are we discussing something personal, statements, interest of blah, blah, blah? When are we discussing that? Okay, if you have done that, let me know, okay? Rania, good morning. How are you doing, Rania? Isaac Nana Asefua again. I'm trying to apply for diploma, all right? Chibuzo, Don Charles, kindly respond to your messages. I have both messaged you on YouTube channel and on Facebook. Chibuzo, do you mind posting your question here now? It hurts. It hurts that I'm not responding. I can feel that it hurts. Chibuzo, please post your question here if you don't mind. I wrote yesterday that I am swamped, meaning that I am having difficulty keeping up with the messages. I have more than 500 messages. The more I respond to them, the more they come in. Is it good? Yes. It tells me that my channel is getting appreciated for my content, but it gets to a point where it becomes difficult for me to respond to comments and stuff like that. I'm exploring the idea or the possibility of getting a personal assistant or somebody who can respond to my messages the way I like them to be responded to. When I do have somebody who is willing to help, I will. It might be from Africa. I might hire somebody from there. I might get somebody from here. Definitely, I will check your writing skills to make sure that you are able to respond with decency and all of that, right? So yeah, I'm thinking about that. And somebody has also suggested to me to use a chatbot, which is a service provided by Facebook to help me keep up with the responses. So I'm exploring different things and I'll let you know. But for now, it's very difficult for me to keep up with the backlog of messages. There are way too many. And bear with me on that. So when I come live, do your best to post your questions here if you are not shy. I have actually gone through some of the messages or questions and I have categorized them, so I'll be talking about them, okay? I'm a banker and I want to migrate to Canada. Please, what is the way out? Kozi from Nigeria again. Could you throw more light on the following questions? Let me see. Does anyone play a visa? Okay. Political science, thanks God. Okay, I think visa, your first question is about Charles Derrick. Good morning, please. My question is, how do someone get an invitation letter from Canada to, okay? Are there schools with, good morning, boss, please. All right. So we have about 86 people. Joseph Edo, you are my classmate. You are my classmate from Kolegono 3 GSS, where I stayed my GSS education. Brother, how are you doing? How are you doing? You know so much when I was back in school there, huh? It wasn't easy for me. Thank you so much for joining here. Joseph Edo. Joseph Edo. All right. Benny Hammond, I'm a banker. I want to migrate. I read your question. Ekena Inwichi, God bless you. Okay. I need a scholarship for my master's program in environmental policies. Please, I need your guidance. Ben Tobechi. Hello, I'm new to your page. Keep up the good work. Ben, welcome to my page. If this is your first time, I really appreciate you. Let us know how you heard about me. Somebody shared my videos. I appreciate all of you who are sharing my videos. Daniel Lustros, Kwesi, how can I get a Canadian visa for me and my kids? It's one of the questions I'm going to answer today. Prestige, Olua, Toby. Okay. Prestige, that is a Yoruba name, eh? Ekaro. I will answer your question. Let's get to that point. And diploma in nursing, please. This is from Richmond, Aku Koglo. All right. Yusrev, you are my #1 barber. You've been a brother to me, and you continue to be a good brother. Yusrev, Chorkor Millionaire on Instagram. Thank you so much, Yusrev. God bless you. He shaves my hair. He has to actually remind me that my hair has grown. I should come. He's not a barber by profession. He's the young man I said decided to shave the hair of his brothers when he was growing up in Ghana. And he moved here, came to do his master's, and it turned out that, look, he could actually do that job even better here. So he does it from home. People pay him money to do it from home. And that is not even his full-time work. You understand? Khadija Idris, my top fan, Maglo. All right. How are you doing, Maglo? Khadija? All right, let's go straight to the point. We have crossed 100 people live. This is the first time I'm having 100 people live, and thank you to the many of you who have made it here. I really appreciate you. I want you to know that this is not about me. This is never about me. It has never been about me. Look, about 4 years ago, 5 years, no, probably about 7 years ago, I had the inkling in me that God wanted to use me for something big for the youth. It wouldn't be about me. There were multiple instances where I got a confirmation. People told me in Ghana, people told me of what they see in me. Sometimes friends will be the ones to tell you what they see in you, right? So I had people telling me what they see in me and what they thought I could do. And I just decided not to be moved by it a little bit. I wanted to really make sure it was something. I'm not the type that goes for something that is not for me. It will frustrate me. When I do things that I'm not meant to me, it frustrates me. So I kept my energy low and I tried to just listen more to the spirit. My first trip on a plane, I was going to do a business presentation. I was doing network marketing around that time in Ghana. So there was a company at that time called Syntec Global. I had signed on to it and I was doing well. My presentations were catching fire in Ghana. People wanted to hear me more. And I got an invitation to go to Abuja, to go and do a presentation in Abuja. So I was in my Tama district, to be specific, Kubwa. I did another one as well in Ibadan, University of Ibadan, UI. So those of you who remember me in 2013 coming to Ibadan to speak on your campus in Abuja, I spoke in a hotel. I forgot the name of the hotel. That was my first time having a suya, huh? Now a Nigerian suya, I mean. But I remember there was a man who walked to me when I did a presentation and I finished. He walked to me, Pastor Okoye or something like that, and he spoke into my life. He said something to me. He held my hand and he spoke something to me. He said, "Look, young man, you're going to be this and that." I looked at him and I'm like, wow. He didn't know me, but he just started telling me. That was another point. When I was coming to Canada as well, I remember when I was in the plane and I was praying in the plane on that Lufthansa flight coming down. I remember so well. The voice was just talking to me that the land I was going to, he was going to use me for a bigger thing. And then the moment of the final confirmation, guys, when I came to Canada, I had that temptation to also post flashy stuff on Facebook. I had that temptation to make people know that it's all rosy in heaven and on Canada, heaven on earth. But something within me just kept telling me to just stay back and stay quiet and keep low under the radar. And I remember the very story that kept telling me not to do that was the story of Jesus Christ getting baptized. There was something about that story that just kept me just low. You see, this is not a religious conversation, but you guys know I'm not hiding that I'm a Christian. So when I share my stories and with examples from the Bible, please pardon me. It's not my attempt to convert you. It's my attempt to let you know what shaped my journey. When Jesus was baptized before the crowd in that river, with all the signs there, if I was in the shoes of Jesus Christ as a man, with all the attention, with the world watching me on that day, I probably would have started my ministry right away by going to preach or going to do something right away for people to know I'm the one you saw in the river. I've started right away. But there was something about Jesus. He went straight. Mohammed Lamin Toli, watching from Kwedu town in Sierra Leone. Thank you so much, Mohammed Lamin. You know, Jesus didn't do what Chorkor Millionaire would have done. You're watching from Senegal, Chinedu Uzo. Thank you so much. Your first time, you're welcome. What I saw Jesus do was that he went into the wilderness for 40 good days and nights on empty belly. He kept himself away from the spotlight, the stage, where people would see him right away. And he was just working on himself, denying himself of the things that we will actually hang around with. You know, when I read that story, it told me that, look, young man, no matter what God has blessed you with, there is something called the law of timing. You need to sit in the corner and wait until he tells you to rise. In the last few years when I came to Canada, that is exactly what I've tried doing. I've tried to sit in my small corner. In fact, many people, my friends, didn't even know I traveled. Not because I'm being secretive, but because I felt God was working on me. And at the right time, when he gave me that sign, in 2017, the day after I lost my job, I'm going to share that story. And my car had an accident in Canada, and things began to spin the opposite way. My life, it felt as if somebody was just sweeping the earth underneath my feet and I was falling flat. My world was just spinning around in complete disarray. It was as if my life was just a slideshow of tragedy after tragedy. I had lost my job. The next day, I had a car crash. And right after that, my wife started getting visa rejections, one after the other. I kept applying and they were rejecting. And I sat in my corner. I had sleepless nights. I don't even have sleepless nights. I'm the type I work so hard, so when I'm sleeping, I'm just sleeping. I remember 3 days in a row, I couldn't sleep. I was just awake. And that was the moment when I heard the voice of God for the first time audibly speaking to me and telling me that this is why I was struggling, that this is what He wanted me to do. And from that moment, I told my wife right away, I think for the first time I've heard God speak to me as if He had a telephone wire connected to my ears. And that has been my journey so far. And I know this is the right time. My platform is not about me. It's about the youth. I want to connect with the youth. I want you to know you are created for more than you ever think. No matter what your situation is in Africa, you were created for more than you can ever imagine. We're going to go into more details of my personal life as we go on. But for now, let's make it about you. And let's talk about your questions. So I'm going to go through the categories of questions. Some of you, I will mention your names, but I'll make sure it is an alias. Meaning that I don't want to mention your full name because I don't have your permission to do that. Or I haven't asked you for permission to do that. So what I'm going to do is to just go through. Let me see. All right. All right. So the number one set of questions I've had so far is about real estate. Now, this question is mostly coming from people who are in Canada and obviously saw my video yesterday. So they've reached out. Many of you have reached out to me from Canada, Alberta, Ontario. Many of you have case. In fact, there is a man who contacted me. He's a Nigerian. The landlady is up. Huh? My daughter is up. Ooh. It's all right. Daddy's here. It's okay. It's okay. Come give daddy a hug. Yeah, come give daddy a hug. 1 second, guys. How are you? All right. She just woke up, huh? She will need to reboot it. Yeah? Can you see everybody? Say hi. Say hi. All right. She's only 21 months older. She's almost 22 months. All right. So the first question I said was on real estate. And I think this question was driven by my video that I posted yesterday about my triplex apartment. You are in Canada already. There was a Nigerian with a family of 3 or 4 in Prince Edward Island. You contacted me. There were a couple of people from British Columbia who wants to know how they can contact me and have real estate conversations. This is my answer to you. I can't share all of that in one journey. I plan to share my real estate journey from how I bought my first property to my second property and going on and stuff. And I'm going to share with you how I was able to do it, the kind of knowledge I used, the kind of techniques I used to do that. But I plan to do all of that on my YouTube channel. The reason is that I have already made videos on all of my real estate stuff that I do. I'm only editing them to post them there. And then I also plan on doing live sessions where I show you guys how my contractors are doing the renovations. I'll basically show you everything and I'll be telling you stuff. In fact, I will tell you how I'm even able to raise capital to buy my properties, what I did. I only started with just the down payment of one property. That was the first one I did. And ever since then, I've never used my money. I've always used the bank's money to buy my deals. But I'm going to share with you the secret of how I started with just $57,000 in down payment to buy my first property. And I have bought beyond that without using my own money. And how I've even been able to make profit out of this. And I have tenants and I'm collecting rents and I'm doing this. I'm going to share all of this, but it's going to be on my YouTube channel. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you might want to just do that and keep up with it. I promise to share every bit of my real estate journey, the secrets, what the rich people do that we don't know. I'm going to share the little that I know. I'm not a pro real estate guy. I'm still an amateur. I just started. I'm still learning every day. But whatever I know, I will pour all of it out for it to help you. So please subscribe. Make sure you follow me on my YouTube channel. If you're having difficulty finding me by typing Chorkor Millionaire, please go to the homepage of my Facebook channel, Chorkor Millionaire. There is a portion where it says website. Click on that. There is a link there. It will take you straight to my YouTube channel for you to just find me. Or you can also type this in YouTube. Some African countries don't deserve their citizens. I'm saying it again. Some African countries don't deserve their citizens. That was the first video ever I made that went viral and made me Chorkor Millionaire. If you type that in YouTube, there is a chance it's going to pull up my name and my channel name and you see it. I hope this helps you. So all of you with questions on real estate, let's hang out on YouTube. Currently, I have over 110 of you already following me there. Let's get a community bigger to educate ourselves, okay? That is the first set of questions I have there. So I hope this answers everybody who has a question. The next question is about HND holders seeking visa. HND holders. I'm going to tie this with HND as SHS. I'm an SHS leaver and I want to come to Canada. How do I do it? Or I have a diploma, HND, from a polytechnic. How do I do it? So normally, if you're an HND holder and you don't have any degree, like a bachelor's, just an HND, or if you're a secondary school leaver, you are eligible to apply to a Canadian college. Colleges have a minimum requirement of just secondary school certification. Now, what it means is that if anybody at all has a secondary school education from any part of Africa, you are eligible to gain admission to a secondary school. Guys, I'm going to say this again. The colleges in Canada, the minimum requirement is secondary school education. You don't need to have a degree to be in a college. You don't even need a diploma to be in a college. The minimum is secondary school. What it means is that if you have a diploma, you are already way too qualified. They will still take you. If you have a degree, but you didn't make a class that will allow you to get a scholarship, you are still qualified. Even if you just came out of secondary school, if you just finished secondary school and you haven't even started a polytechnic or a degree, you can come straight. Remember, I did a video 3 days ago interviewing a young Nigerian guy from Anambra State who came straight from high school. That is an example. So you can come here. The minimum is secondary school. So if you know you have a minimum or better than a secondary school, yes, you can come into a college. Now I'm going to talk about colleges a little bit. Somebody has a question. Is there any age limit for applying to schools? And I guess that includes colleges. No, there is no age limit. Obviously, they cannot discriminate by just using age. They can't even put it on the website. But definitely, if you are a minimum secondary school holder and you are even 40, 50 years, you can. There is a man we had the opportunity to live with. He came to stay with us for a while. He's from Ghana. That man has biabia, and his biabia is all gray. Not all gray, most of it is gray. He's over 50 years old, and he just got an admission last year to come to a college here. So you can tell somebody over 50, so long as you can prove that you can take care of your cost of tuition, you should come. Can you apply to a college yourself? Yes, you actually don't even need an agent. Guys, it's so easy. Rania, those of you who have started a college application, comment there and let them know how easy it is. It's so easy, guys. KD, boss, please help me to come to Canada. I want ice in my body. My guy, KD, he's a very good friend of mine. I met him when I finished secondary school in Wager SEC. He's a man full of good things in his heart, huh? Bro, I don't have a permission to talk about the food that you served me when I used to be hungry, but you definitely don't look like somebody who needs to come to Canada, huh? But let me know if this was a joke or seriously so that I can contact you. But I can tell it's a joke already. You're already doing good, huh? In the US, you're already doing very good, KD. So, all right. Maglu Ngozi, check the colleges out. With your SSC, you can apply. With your WASI or SSC or WAEC, you can apply. If you have better than that, you can still do it, okay? Umo, in info, please, how is football in Canada? I'm a footballer. You want to, okay? I will talk about talent as well. Okay, let me get back to that conversation about colleges. Guys, do you need to use an agency to apply for a college? I don't think so. In fact, colleges are the easiest to apply to compared to a master's, a PhD, and other higher level learning. Colleges are so simplistic and easy. They will just tell you to, all you need to do is, guys, this. First, watch my video. I have a video titled How to Come to Canada as a College Student. And after that, I did 2 other interviews where I interviewed a nurse who came to college, and I interviewed a Ghanaian guy who came 6 months ago to a college. You want to watch those videos because I literally shared everything about what type of schools you can consider when you are looking at your colleges, the fees, the tuition. I covered all of those things there. It will help you a lot. But let me just recap them, okay? Colleges in Canada, you don't need an agency, guys. You heard the gentleman I interviewed. He said he paid an agency to, okay, he didn't pay an agency to apply. His sister applied for him for the college. But I don't think you need an agency. Many people use the agencies for a couple of reasons. They are scared. They don't know they can do it themselves. They think they might not get it. They think it's too complex. And they might just be ignorant too about what options to go. Those could be some of the reasons why. Because generally, nobody wants to just give dollars to somebody to just help them get a school. Right? So I want you to know this. You, Robert Ajimankusi, thanks for typing the name of the college that I've been sharing. New Brunswick Community College. Okay, thank you. Chidibere, Declan, you just sent. Boss, how can I get a visa? Okay, it's gone already. I'm going to come back to that. So guys, you can do everything from your phone, not even your laptop, on your phone. I'm just going to give you this. Before you apply to a college, make sure you watch my video on how to come to Canada as a college student, international college student. Number 2, there are 2 other videos where I interviewed people with real life experiences who just came here as young as 6 months ago. Watch it and hear their own testimonies. That will cement your mind to actually want to pick a school. But before, let me just summarize some few things here. Before you apply to a college, please make sure you can check the following things on your to-do. 1, make sure you can answer the key question that you have the funds to pay at least 1 year of a college education. I'm going to stress this part because I've seen people come to my inbox. I applied to a college and now I know they don't have scholarship. What do I do next? Wrong question. You should have known that they didn't have scholarship before you applied. But once you apply with your $100 and you now realize you don't have money, it means you went to step 2 without as checking step 1. So I'm going to take my time here, and I know a lot of Nigerians come here through colleges. A lot of Ghanaians are beginning to also come in through colleges. A lot of nurses are beginning to come here through colleges. I'm going to say this. Guys, before you apply to a college, you must know the following. 1, apply to a college because you know at least you have a minimum of secondary school education and you can prove it with certificate and transcript. If you don't have your transcript, go look for it. Even if you don't have that, but you can have your transcript for your polytechnic, HND, or your degree. Go ahead and use that. It doesn't mean you must submit this SSC. They will look at the ones that are even higher. But if you don't have an HND or anything after that, go ahead and use just your secondary school transcript and your certificate. So make sure you have those documents ready because they were going to ask you for it. Number 2, make sure you know the tuition of the school and the course you are picking. Every course is different. Some of them might vary by $100 difference, $200 difference, $300. You should make sure you know the tuition for international students for the very course you are picking. And you must also know the requirement for payment of fee or the structure of payment of fees the moment they give you the admission. You want to know the tuition for the course? Offhand, you want to know it. If I write it in your diary before you even start applying. And you want to be able to tell yourself that you can afford to pay that if they give you the admission maybe 2 weeks' time. Most colleges have a payment structure when they give you the admission. They will tell you to follow it. I'm going to go over it. Generally, most colleges in Canada will require minimum 50% payment of 1-year fees. Most colleges will require a minimum of 50% payment of the fees the moment they give you the admission. Some colleges will require 60% of the fees to be paid the moment they give you the admission. Some people have made a payment using Swift bank transfer, or if you have a means of moving funds, it's up to you. We can talk about that when you get your admission. Post it on my other page that you just got an admission, you would like to be assisted to do this, and I can advise you on that. But I'm saying that you must know the tuition cost before you start. You must even know the structure of payment. Is it 60%? Is it 50% before you start? You know why? If you don't know this, and you go use your $100 that you have saved, hard money, go apply, only to know that they want 60% in 6 weeks, and now you don't get the money, it will begin to give you depression. It will begin to give you depression. It will begin to give you depression. Okay? All right. So make sure you know this before you start. Okay? Now, there are 2 schools. Generally, the average tuition for colleges for a 1-year program is about $17,000 in Canada, Canadian dollars, 17,000. So schools like Niagara College, Niagara, Niagara. If you do apply to that school, rest assured your fees will be nothing less than maybe 15,000. It will be around 16, 17,000 for 1 year. Seneca College, Humber College, Mohawk College, Centennial College, all of these schools are in Ontario. Algonquin College, these schools, they have their fees around the 17,000 mark for a 1-year program. Before you apply to these schools, make sure you can answer the question, I have my fees ready, or I have somebody who is going to sponsor me when I get the admission. You don't want to apply to the school, get the admission. Maybe you are doing it based on faith that God will open door, but you need to be logical. You need to approach it with pragmatism. You need to at least have some preparation done whilst you even allow faith to work itself. Don't apply and say based on faith somebody will pay your fees. If your faith is not strong, you will finish and get depression on top of that because you can't apply, you can't continue, and then your $100 you think is gone. The schools in Ontario are generally expensive. They are about $17,000 for a 1-year college program. The schools in British Columbia, which is another province where we have Vancouver, is also generally expensive. They are about 17,000 Canadian dollars too. Then we have the schools in Quebec. They are also generally expensive. They also have their price, the tuition for 1 year around that same place. But guys, when you do watch my video on colleges, you will notice that I share the name of 2 schools that I found myself. And their fees are half of the national average. In other words, instead of you paying 17,000 in schools in Ontario, you can actually choose these 2 schools and pay about $8,000 for a 1-year program. I don't want to talk well. Guys in Ghana, guys in East Africa, guys everywhere. I want to say this well. The school you choose is your choice. Somebody is asking whether they will ask for IELTS. I'm going to go over that. I'm going to go over that. I think Winnipeg is cheap. Ibeyemi. I like that. So guys, I have only found 2 schools which are cheaper. If you have even found any school which is cheaper, let's help ourselves. Share them. Post it on my other page. Canada Visa Forum, African chapter. Post and let's help each other. I don't know all of it. What I know, I share. So thank you for even suggesting schools too, okay? But let me say this. There are certain provinces where the tuition is lower than the national average. How do you know these provinces? These are normally the provinces where the temperatures are colder, like -43, -30, like Newfoundland. Those places are extremely cold in winter. Winnipeg is another place. Manitoba is another place. There is a good chance if you find a school in this province, in New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, there is a good chance when you go outside of Ontario, British Columbia, and Quebec, you're going to find schools that are much cheaper, about 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 than the Ontario ones. Is it a must for you to come to Ontario? I don't think so. The reason why many people choose Ontario is because they have friends here or they heard people are here. So they assume it is where everybody comes. You don't have to. For me, if you are the type who doesn't have money problem, choose a school that is affordable. You see, your $17,000 in an Ontario school, I won't mention any name of a school so that they think I'm picking on them. Huh? Your 17,000 Canadian dollars for a 1-year program in a college could actually help you do 2 years program in a different school. Just pick your schools well. Go and watch my video on how to come to Canada through a college. I've shared the names of these schools. Somebody says Aziz Ibrahim Dalhousie too is relatively affordable. You see, please, if people put these questions there and feedback, write them down. Thank you so much, Aziz. If you find a new college which is cheaper, please share and share and share. And let's help build a community of knowledge. All right. So, guys, this is about the colleges. Start the process yourself, guys. Go and pick the courses yourself. I've even, in that video of how to come here to college, I even mentioned some courses that people like to do, which have a lot of job prospects, right? There are so many courses. You don't even need to use the courses I give. You just go by what you feel like will help you based on your interest and things. But if you want to use the courses that I suggested, feel free and use them. Somebody say I should drop the name. If somebody can type the names, please type them. But let me quickly mention them. The 2 schools that I can tell for a fact that their fees are cheaper are New Brunswick Community College. New Brunswick Community College. Brunswick is spelled B for boy, R for Romeo, U for umbrella, N for Nancy, S for silicon, W for Washington, I for indigo or India, C for Charlie, K for kilo. Brunswick. Brunswick, New Brunswick Community College. This school, I have found that they don't even ask for half of the fees. They only require a minimum of $500. When they give you the admission, they're going to tell you to pay a minimum of $500. They don't even ask you for half of the fees. They don't even ask you for 60% of the fees. But what I've also found about this $500 is that it is non-refundable. Ibeyemi Oladipo, you type New Brunswick, but there is no O. It's actually a U. So guys, it's BRU, not BRO. Thank you so much, my brother. And the Z is also an S, not a Z, okay? You were denied visa 2 times. You got admission into Ontario, but you were denied visa. Tell me, which school did you get? And why did they deny you? Did they give you a reason? If you can post that, I could respond to that quickly. All right, guys, so these are the colleges. Look, if you are Nigerian or Ghanaian or East African from Kenya, my Kenyan friends, Habari Yako, how is everybody in Kenya? Rwanda, Burundi, everywhere you're watching from, Benin Republic. If you are applying to a college, 2 things. It's either you have money to afford the tuition, even in Ontario or other places, or you don't have the money. I'm saying those of you who want to be smart with your money, choose schools that are cheaper. Those who think you have crazy money, you don't really care, you want to spend the $17,000, come to Ontario. We will host you. That's fine. But I hope this helps you there. You also know that you don't need an agent to apply. You can do everything from your cell phone. If you ever get stuck, come to my page. I'm going to mention the name of the page. Can somebody write it down? Look for it on Facebook. My other page, Canada Visa Forum Africa chapter. Canada Visa Forum Africa chapter. It is a page I want us to use to communicate our challenges. I'm applying to this school. I'm stuck. What do I do next? I'm applying for this school. They're asking for this. What do I do next? I want us to have that community where we can all support each other. It might not even be me. Munira Abba from Malawi, thank you so much for joining us. You know, Canada Visa Forum Africa chapter. Ata Ifia Ama, thank you. God bless you for posting that. All right. Okay. So, Mr. Oji, first one of told me they aren't sure of my sponsorship. The second one they brought was that the necessary document. So here, sponsorship, it simply means that they have question about your funding, your financing. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to make a video where I talk about how to put your documents together for your visa. All right. So yours looks like a case of the financing. The visa officer wasn't convinced that you can finance your education and stuff like that. We're going to talk about that. All right. Michael Olu Ebube Benjamin, thank you for posting the name again. Canada Visa Forum African chapter. Please, I want that platform to become a help center. Not an official help center for the Canadian government, but a people helping people help center. Where if you post question, even if I don't answer, Abiyemi can respond, Ata Ifya can respond, Diamond Johnson can respond, Munira Abba, who may have started, may have what, respond. We should build that community where we don't get anybody taking advantage of us because of our ignorance or because of our lack of knowledge. Let's help each other. Go and follow it. It doesn't matter if you haven't applied. Go and follow that page. And let's turn that place into a place where we can help each other out. I might be the one helping. Somebody might be the one helping. If you are stuck with courses and you are not really sure of what courses, post it on that page. Somebody is going to help you with some information. Somebody who even lives in Canada. Those of you who have come to colleges here, even like it. Share your own experiences and let's help each other out. Let's help brothers out. Guys, the number of Africans who travel, if all of us could have a heart of sharing, we can even build a continent without our useless. Sorry, I take that word back. Without our leaders who seem not to care. All right. That is it about colleges. So any question from HND, secondary school leaver, I hope this answers you. So that if I'm not able to respond to your direct messages, I hope this helps the many hundreds of messages that are similar. Colleges could also be the #1 place you want to use if you're a nurse. This is going out to nurses, midwives, nurses. I have found many nurses from Ghana and Nigeria and other African countries come through colleges. You see, they really want to come here and work as nurses. But it's not as easy as that to convert your nursing license from Nigeria, Ghana, Benin, Kenya, Cameroon, straight to Canada. Canada doesn't make it that easy. You may start a process, but it won't be as easy as that. For you to just come straight as a nurse and a midwife, straight to Canada and practice. However, what they've done is that if you ever come to a college year, even if it's 1 year of a college education, you are already on your path of becoming a nurse in Canada. Must you select a course in nursing just to come to a college? No. I did an interview with a lady called Sewa 3 days ago. She was a nurse in Ghana for 2 years or 3 years. She came here and didn't do nursing. She did something else. But while she was in her 1 year program, she had started working on converting her nursing license. Is that easy when you come here? Yes. Why? Because of the fact that you've done at least a college education of about 1 year. So nurses in Africa, if you can afford your college tuition that we just talked about, is the easiest way. Some of you from Ghana, you have received back pay, which is like a lump sum that they give you after you start for about a year or two and you didn't get paid. In Ghana, when you started, you could go for 1 year without pay as a nurse. And then one day when they decide to go crazy, they decide to pay you all that money back. It's called back pay. It looks huge. That is the time that many nurses go and get married with that money, or they buy a car, or they buy a land. This could be a good time for you to use that back pay or your savings to travel and go and upgrade yourself. Please, what of medical laboratory technician? I recommend you also try the college option if you can afford the tuition. Okay, I don't know of any scholarship for a lab technician so far. All right, my girl is sleeping, but you guys know her by now. If I try putting her down, she's gonna ride back, come back. So don't feel that I'm being mean on my girl. She just likes to be on my chest sometimes in the day like this. I'm gonna try and put her down. Let's see what happens. Okay. landlady is up. That was less than 60 seconds, right? She's already up. She can feel it, huh? All right, come. Let's come. You know how to bribe her, huh? She hasn't brushed her teeth, but I'm going to start her with her favorite thing, and then after that, we're going to take care of that. It's all right, come. So guys, nurses, I'm saying that from experience, the easiest way to come is when you come and start a college education. Lab technicians, you might want to try that. This also goes out to anybody who even has a first degree, not a master's, maybe just a first degree, but your grades are not the greatest. Maybe they are third class, or maybe you just didn't do so well and then you're wondering if you can still come. Yes, if you are humble enough and you think you have the means to finance your college education, colleges are the easiest. There are so many degree holders who come and start. There is somebody I know from Legon, University of Ghana, very good friend, who did a degree, but he's in the college. It doesn't matter. Yesterday, I met a young man who came to do his master's. And I was going to the grocery store with my wife and my kids, and I saw him. I remember some few months ago, he told me he was working on his permanent residence application. He had finished school as a master's student. So I asked him, how is your application going? He said, oh, I just got my permanent residence just this Wednesday. I said, congratulations, we need to pop champagne, huh? I said, wow. How does it feel to become a permanent resident? And he said something. I asked him if I can quote him on it whilst I'm on live. He said, bro, you know the permanent resident is more important than even the degree. I said, you mean the PR is more important than the degree? The master's degree came to me. He said, why you think they come here now? Anyway, he said that in a funny way, and then I also said, wow. Please, I want to ask, I'm in the US right now. Abiemi is responding to that. Thank you. Abiemi, you're doing a good job, huh? God bless you. God bless you, Abiemi, for helping respond to some of them. All right. So all I'm saying is that, guys, if you know within yourself that your grades are not the strongest for a scholarship, which we say is mostly for degree holders, masters people, and PhD people, you know within yourself that your grades are not the strongest. I'm not going to discourage you from applying to scholarship, but if you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you can afford a college one, do that one too on the side, whilst you even put in it, the scholarship ones. Who knows? If the scholarship one doesn't work, at least you have a college one working for you. But remember to make sure you have the right things in place before you apply to a college, okay? The next set of questions is about how to come here as a PhD person. Straight for PhD, not for masters. Is it possible? Yes. If you already have a master's and a first degree and your grades are outstanding, your master's grades are looking good, you can also come here and do a second master's degree. You can actually come and do a second master's degree. All you need is to make sure your grades are looking good and you target the universities properly. I have a video titled How to Come to Canada on Full Scholarship. I recommend you watch that. Somebody also asked a question. In fact, there are two lecturers, one in South Africa, a Nigerian lecturer in South Africa with a PhD, and there is also a lecturer from another country. You send messages. I already am a doctor. I hold a PhD. There is also a woman from Nigeria who asked a question. I'm already a doctor. How can I come? Is it possible to come and do another doctorate here, or even is it even possible to drop yourself a bit from doctorate, which is 4 or 5 years of a long one again, to say maybe a master's degree? Is it possible? Yes. Is it also not possible? Yes. I'm going to give you both answers, yes and no. Yes, it's possible to the person who already has a PhD or a master's degree from somewhere, but approaches the application to the school with a lot of tact. T-A-C-T, tact. Listen to this portion. What is tact? That means you do not create that impression that you are trying to run away from your African country. They know it. They know most of us just want to run away. Don't make it so obvious that you are so educated and you want to just get out. They're going to know you are not really coming for the school. Be tactful. For example, the admission board will be curious. Why is it that you with a PhD, you want to still come and do another PhD? Or why is it that you with a PhD, you want to come and start low as a master's? This is why I say your tact is very important. For example, one of the arguments you can use if they ever bring this question up, or even without them asking, you could even try, because they might do a little bit of research on you. They might Google your name and they might just find you online that you're a doctor. You want to sit down, please? Let me back her. If I don't back her, she's going to be up and take over the show, huh? No, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Please sit down. All right. All right, princess. Let's sit down. You want to give daddy one? Can you put one in my mouth, please? Put one in my mouth, okay? Give daddy one. You want to give daddy? Give daddy one. Give daddy one. Do you want to give me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. It's okay. Thank God, Ike Amadi, I have already suggested the colleges. You probably missed that portion. Please check my video on how to come to Canada as an international college student, okay? You will find a lot of information there. All right, guys, I'm going to mention all the videos that I recommend. I have over probably 50 videos. In the last 2 weeks alone, I've made over 50 videos. You'll find a lot of them, okay? Let me talk to the PhD holders who want to come and start here again. In fact, it's much easier for somebody with a master's degree already to come and do another master's degree. It's much easier that they don't even ask questions. They know it's so easy to do a master's. But with PhD, they become a little bit suspicious, huh? Because they are just wondering, you did 4 or 5 years of a PhD somewhere, and all of a sudden you want to come do another one again. Or you want to come and even do a lower one like a master's. I'm going to tell you, approach it with a lot of tact, huh? Let me say this. What do I mean by tact? For instance, one of the arguments you could use is that, you know what? I have a master's in, say, political science. But this very course your university is offering, I think it will be a very good complement to my specialization. In my country where I'm from, a combination of this course that you are offering and what I have will make me a sought after, one of the most sought after researchers. So when you make the argument that you are interested in that because it's a complementing thing to your specialization, I will look at that as a professor and tell her, okay, that's a good point. Because people have 2 doctorates, and they do maybe one here and the other one there just to complement what they want to do overall with their own life. You could make an argument like that. Or you could also make an argument that you just want to just work with some specific professors because of some long-term publication works you have, and the fact that you just believe that the Canadian education system is so strong and will project you globally as a serious scholar. You feel that Canada will give you that edge to become a globally known scholar. You can also make that argument. But guys, if you're a PhD holder already and you go in with no reason and they do their research and they find out on Google that you are a lecturer or something, some of them might be curious and say, this guy is not interested. He's just probably just trying to come into the country. All right. Master's people, you already have a master's. It's much easier. Remember, they will still look at the strength of your master's grades, the strength of your publication or your thesis, and the strength of your first degree grades. So if you think you have, I recommend you watch my video on how to come to Canada on a full scholarship. This video is for people who are looking for scholarship. They have a first degree, strong first class, or even a first class, a strong second class upper. And even if you have a lower, if you can put your documentations right, you may have a chance, but it might be slim. If you're already a PhD holder, my video on how to come to Canada on scholarship will help you. I have found this, guys. I tried helping a friend who has a PhD already and is a lecturer, and this came out. We applied to some schools. One of the schools is almost like a mid-tier or almost like a big university in Canada. We sent an email to the professor he sent an email to the professor trying to build a network rapport, just to make it easy for his application. The professor wrote back straight and said, because you already have a PhD, we are not able to take you on. Wow, I thought that was mean. That was really mean. Maybe the professor is just a mean person, or maybe we didn't target the right professor. But maybe the big schools are more like that. They flex their muscles a bit. What if you target some of the small universities that might be interested in working with a scholar like you? Put your arguments right and be very humble and just look more scholarly too. There will be a chance for you. I hope this answers the question of PhD holders. Can you get a full scholarship to do PhD? Yes. If you have a master's from Nigeria or any part of Africa or Ghana, can you come straight for a PhD? Yes. You can come straight with your master's degree to do a PhD. Read the requirements, target the schools based on the ones I suggested. If you have your own choice of schools, read the requirements. Make sure you even start building a rapport with some professors there to, You remember my video where I shared some tips on how to build rapport, right? Use all those little tips and help yourself, okay? All right. Let me go to the next batch of questions. The other one I remember so well is about, so there is a question from Jeff. Jeff, I won't mention your full name. You sent me an email and you said, how do I apply to colleges? I have about $5,000 in savings. I think I've answered your question already, Jeff. Nana, I won't mention your full name. Your name starts with Nana. You asked, do I also deal in cars? Do I also do car dealing? Do I deal in importation or exportation of cars? I haven't. If I do ship any car, maybe I'm shipping it to a friend or a family member or somebody like that, but I don't deal in cars. Flipping cars was something I started. I used to buy cars and sell them when I was hustling like 4 or 5 years ago, but I no longer do that. But one of these days, I might go to an auction place where they auction cars, and I might do a live video from there so that you guys can get to know how to. Kozi, you are coming back again with a question. Does age matter? No, age is not a factor in colleges. Please, I gave an example of somebody who came with gray hair, most likely in his 50s. So age is not a factor. The most important thing is you meet the requirements. You can prove that you have the funds to finance your education, okay? No age limits, okay? Thank you so much, Rania, for confirming that as well. All right. I was talking about cars. So I don't deal in cars at the moment. But one of these days, I might go to an auction place where they auction cars very cheap. $1,000, $500, $2,000, $3,000 for 2015 Toyota, 2016. And I might engage the people there to find out how they process it. And I might even share websites so that those of you who want to buy cars straight from here, you can do it. Chances are when those auction cars come to Africa, the prices are tripled. The prices are tripled already. You might pay a lot in duty. You might pay a lot in this side. So I'm hoping to get a chance to do one of those, okay? Yes. This is a good question. Let me read this. Obed Wingy. Please, I want the actual man to apply for New Brunswick College. God bless you, young man, for your question. I think this portion escaped me. Let me just... When you're applying to a college, guys, you need to also have in mind how long it takes to get your visa processed so that you don't miss the college deadlines for starting school. For example, we are in July. The next semester in colleges start in September. It's called fall, F-A-L-L. It's the season of fall. The fall season is the beginning of the academic year, actually. Now, those of you who are applying now, it is not wise to pick fall since we are just 1 month away or 2 months away. Do you know why? The visa processing is now taking a bit longer. It's taking 4 months. It's taking 5 months or maybe 3 months because of the COVID backlog. So I recommend that if you are picking a school, at least pick a starting date that is about 6-7 months away to give you time to work on your visa and gather your documents. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't pick a course today and don't choose a starting date 2 months away when you know that you don't have your bank statements ready. You know that you haven't gathered all your things. You don't even have a passport, maybe. Like, pick a course and a starting date that is about 2 months away. Sorry, 2 semesters away. Let me mention all the semesters here so you can get familiar with them. There are 3 semesters. You can start your education, your college education or your master's program in any of them. The first one is fall, F-A-L-L. It starts September and ends in December. The fall semester starts in September and ends in December. I came for my fall time. When I came, it was in fall. I came in August. I started just a week after I started school. The second one is the winter term. Winter, it starts in January and ends in April. Winter starts in January and ends in April. The third semester is the spring semester. It starts in May and ends in June or July. No, it ends in August. May to August. So if you're applying now, I will recommend that given where we are 6 months away from January, you should probably pick a winter term. Or you should, to be on a safer side, I would say that pick even a spring semester, which is next year. Do you know why, guys? You may get your visa 3 months earlier. You may get your visa 4 months earlier. That one self, you go use your visa, enter the country earlier to start doing some, you know what I mean now? Hustling, gathering money before your time go start. Don't go and pick a time that when you come, you have no time and you are just jumping straight to school. I remember saying that I had my visa on the 5th of May, 2014. But I sat in Ghana and slept with the visa until August when I came. If I knew what I know now, I would have come right away in May and probably start working before even September. That way I can save some money and start. Are you allowed to work when you arrive? Yes. The moment your study permit in your visa says you are allowed to work. If you arrive at the airport and they clear you and say, enter Canada now, carry your bag, go. My guy, whatever you go do now up to you. Now that's how we go connect with all the people. You will connect with all the people who know the system and they begin showing you how to get job and do something, you know. There are people who come 5 months ahead of their school because their visa allows them to. From the day your visa is issued, you're allowed to enter the country. When you enter, you can come earlier and start. So don't go and pick a starting time that is so close and then your visa is not ready by school is starting. And now you have to go and contact the school back and tell the school to change your what's the name? To change your starting date for you. It's so stressful. I'm advising that it's better to have at least 2 semesters ahead to allow for visa processing, gathering of funds for your air ticket and other things, than to have it so close. Desperation is the mother of errors. Sometimes when you are desperate, you make so many mistakes. I know you are desperate and you want to leave, but please do not be over desperate. You may make mistakes. I picked for 2022. I agree with you, my brother. If you get your visa before this December, my brother, come in earlier. When they ask you why you're coming, we're going to talk about that when we get there. Right? It's so easy. It's so easy. All right. Thank you. Thank you, the young man who asked that question, Mr. Obed Wingy. God bless you, okay? All right. Let me go to the next set of questions. Did I finish talking about, I think I talked about the car ones, right? So I might do a live option from the car location. Nana, this is to you who sent me a question. I have an upper and a lower degree. Okay, there is somebody who says I have an upper, another person says I have a lower degree, meaning my GPA, my class was a lower class I finished. I want to self-fund myself. I'm in Qatar and I have no money. Unfortunately, with no money, it's almost difficult for me to think of how else you can come to school. You are in Qatar. We might talk about other things like talent. Maybe you have some skill that Canada might need. We can talk about that. But for now, if you have no money of yourself and you don't have the requirement to get a scholarship, it's almost difficult to come to a school unless some angel does you benevolence and sponsors your education. All right? Somebody said, I would like to be, I'm enjoying your videos. There are so many of you who want me to be your mentor. Thank you so much for considering me worthy to be a mentor. I really appreciate. In fact, even though you guys are looking to me as a mentor, there are people I also draw inspiration from. And I watch their content. I read their books. John C. Maxwell is one of them. I read his books. I follow him. He's like my virtual mentor, even though directly he's not my mentor, but I consider him my virtual mentor because his content inspires me a lot. Les Brown is the #1 person who has shaped my whole life. In fact, he's the first person whose video I watched on Legon campus in that small room, and he fired my spirit up right away. That man is full of those. He doesn't even know me personally, but I consider him my virtual mentor. Dr. K.N. Jacob, a Kenyan currently living in Georgia, in the US. He's somebody I admire so much. His writing skills, he's a good writer. He's very solid. He's a man of God. You might not be a Christian, but there is a lot he shares on life that can help you. Okay? If you feel like connecting with him, check out his page. Enjoy his content. He's somebody I have had a chance to work with one-on-one. He's somebody I know closely too, just because I followed him and then we've connected deeper than that, right? So it's a privilege for me to even connect with him too. When you do have the chance, check out his content. Even if you disagree with his faith, but you might not even like everything he says, but check out. See, the thing is not about agreeing with people for everything they say. You might not agree with me for everything I say, but if there is a lot of stuff I say which is good, take it and run with it. It will change your life, right? Sometimes we like to have differences here and there and use that to separate ourselves. It's not worth it. I recommend Dr. K.N. Jacob to you. I recommend John C. Maxwell and his books. In fact, guys, my bookshelf, my bookshelf there is full of books from these people I'm mentioning. I buy their books and I read their books. They are my virtual mentors, except for Dr. K.N. Jacob, who I have his number and we chat one-on-one and we talk like a big brother, like he's my mentor. And I'm like, like here I have been able to have that connection. But the others are people who don't even know me, but I still call them my mentor. Why am I saying this? I'm saying that I am not at a stage where I have the capacity to do one-on-one mentorship. But if my content inspires you, consider yourself already my brother and my sister. And let's work together. Just keep enjoying the content and also feed me with your own energy too. All right? And I hope this answers your question. When I get to a point where I'm doing mentorship courses or whatever, or programs, I might let you know officially. But for now, I don't have the capacity to do a one-on-one journey with you. All right? I can only share my content and I hope you run with whichever helps you. Okay? All right. So consider yourself my virtual mentee or my brother and my sister, okay? All right. There is another question where people are asking, this is from Olas in Nigeria. So most of my questions are coming from Nigeria. Of course, the population there is bigger. There is also a question from a lady called Rosemary. You wanted to know about the cost of tuition and you want to also know if you come with a family member. Can you come with a family member if you get your admission? Can you apply and come with a family member? And how many hours of work is your spouse allowed to work? If you come in as a student or you are the main applicant and your spouse joins you, are they allowed to work? How many hours? I'm going to try and answer all these questions together. Can you come with your spouse? Yes. There is actually a video where I interviewed a newborn mother who came with a 3-month-old baby and her husband. The husband didn't have an admission, had no business with Canada. The child is just 3 months old, had no business with Canada. But this newborn mother named Sarah Amafu, Sarah, the spelling for Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, Amafu, A-M-A-F-U, A-M for mango, A-F-U. Look for her on Facebook. She's a counselor. She lives in Canada. She's a very good friend of mine. I recommend you follow her. And you will even find her counseling page and you find content that will help you. Can you come with your spouse, your children, your direct case when you get your admission and you're applying for your visa? Can they accompany you? Yes. But you see, the approval is always at the discretion of the visa officer. It will be based on a number of things. It will be based on the strength of your visa documents, your proof of finance. How will you take care of your family? If you are coming with a family of 4, the visa will be looking at your strength of your financial documents. Will you be able to take care of all these people you are coming with without being a burden on the Canadian government? Your scholarship maybe is only for your school fees, not for your living expenses. How would the 4 people or 3 people you are coming with, how will they survive? They are going to vet your documents. So that is where if you have a good job, you are an entrepreneur already, and you have good incomes, proof of income, stronger bank statement with assets, cars, houses that you own, put all those documents. They will now know that this man who is coming, he's coming with money. He's not coming to beg. He's not coming to be a burden on the Canadian government, doing a video and saying, I'm homeless in Canada, help me out. They will look at the strength. So many people who get their visa and come with their families are people who demonstrate capacity to be able to take care of their families financially. Those who may be rejected on the basis of financial documents. Remember, your scholarship is only for your school fees, not for your living expenses. So you must prove to them that you have enough funds to be able to afford your food, your accommodation, your clothing, and other things. The Canadian Embassy estimates 10,000 Canadian dollars per year for one person's living cost. I'm going to repeat this. The Canadian government or embassy or high commission expects one person who is living on scholarship to prove that they can take care of their own living expenses. Their estimate is 10,000 Canadian dollars. So even if you have scholarship, provide a bank statement to show that with the scholarship, you will be able to still buy your own things by yourself. You are not going to ask the school for a laptop. You are not going to ask your school for your pants. You are not going to ask your school for your bag of rice. It didn't come with the scholarship. It came with just school fees. Prove to them. All right. So long as you can prove that you have the means of financing the cost of living of your family that you are bringing, there is no problem. The officer is trained to give it to you. He cannot discriminate. All right. There is also a gentleman who posted a question earlier that you have applied and you've been refused twice from 2015 or 17. I will say this. Many of us have a mindset of giving up on the first try. My advice to you is never to give up on things you value a lot. If something means a lot to you, you don't quit on your first knockdown. A knockdown is not a knockout. A knockdown simply means you get a chance to rise again. You see, my own wife, who has given birth with me, this beautiful kid, and our second born, was refused 3 times. It was only on the 4th time that they gave me the visa. And I'm going to tell you what I did. The first one, I actually applied to New Brunswick College. No, the first one I did a spouse application, meaning I was married to her. I added my documents, we applied, and I showed proof of pictures on wedding. I was even in Canada. They refused her. And it got me incensed. I'm like, what is happening? What the hell was happening? Here I was. I'm living in Canada and I have my documents. I was not a PR at that time. But I'm like, really? I had proof money that I can take care of her, but they still refused me. Okay. I did a second one. They refused that one too. For the same one, I appealed and I did the second one. They refused it. And they gave me a general response. We are not satisfied that your wife will leave and go back to Ghana, blah, 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 blah. I say, come on, she's married to me. Do you think she's coming to just kiss me, a vacation kiss, and go back? She's coming to stay with me. Anyway, they refused me the second one. The third time, I applied to a New Brunswick Community College for her. Paid the $500 non-refundable, knowing that I won't get that money back if something goes bad with the visa. They also refused that one. Even though I had a good bank statement, they refused that. I did the 4th time. In fact, the 4th application that I did it within 1 week of the refusal of the 3rd one. I submitted it right away. And I remember this time I did 2 things differently. I added a letter of explanation. And I wrote a very emotional letter there. I said, look, I come from a family where marriages are not even common. People don't marry. People don't do wedding. Here I am as a young man who has done everything possible to marry, trying to stay away from things that will break marriages down. And all I want is for my wife to come and join me. And you keep refusing. Do you know what you are putting me through? Psychological trauma. In fact, I am not in the right state of mind when I go to work. Please. Would you want me to build a family or you rather want me to go around and sleep around? I wrote that and I said, I know you guys believe in family orientation and unions. Please, sir, I want to be with my wife. When I wrote that letter, 10 days, guys. Guys, when I wrote this letter, can you imagine that 10 days they approved the visa? 10 days, they approved it. How did the idea come? I was just lying down and God just put it in my head. That young man, write an emotional letter. You know, like sometimes some of you may have been refused for different reasons. Maybe you need an emotional letter. Let them know. You are looking at the next big guy who is going to change the continent. You are looking at the next big guy who is going to put Canada on the map. You are looking at the next Elon Musk. Because I got potentials. Don't brag too much though. Be humble still. Let them know you are the next person Canada is looking to celebrate as an immigrant. And let them know in there, I'm not going to give up. I'll keep coming back and keep coming back until you give it to me. Because Canada is where I think I want to impact the world through. Write these letters. This goes to those of you who have been refused and refused and refused. Don't give up, guys. Don't give up. If you love that woman so well, and you've had a vision or you believe she's going to be your partner, that you have built a family with, would you say no would you turn back when she says no to you? You keep going back. You keep going. You don't pursue good things and run away on the first. No. If you strongly believe Canada is your country, you won't give up. Giving up is for a man whose mindset is not ready. Don't give up, guys. Don't give up. My story for you, my inspiration for you is my own story. And another account in the Bible. Luke chapter 18, there was a widow who kept going to a judge for justice. The judge kept saying no to her. She will show up the next day, the judge says no. This widow said, I'll keep coming back until you are tired of me. One day the judge said, you know why I'm going to give this to you? Because I'm tired of you. I just want you to go in peace. Some of us, we need to tell the visa officers that you must let my people go. It's either you let me come or you're going to see me every day and I won't stop. I hope I'm speaking to somebody. Are you giving up because they refused the first one? If you give up like this, how can you start a business? Huh? If you give up like this, how can you even pursue a future wife who says no to you? Nothing which is good must be given up upon. If it is worthy enough, you don't give up on it. If Canada is a place you want to come to, you don't give up easily. Except you have other places that are better. Don't give up. I've seen way too many people who are eligible for scholarship with first class give up on their first try. I've seen way too many people who have given up because their first visa didn't work. Sometimes it might be God's way of not sending you there. Maybe God's plan is not to see you travel. But if you genuinely believe it is in your portion to travel, why would you give up on the first try? Giving up is not the mindset of those. In fact, giving up is not the mindset of those who succeed. Before you succeed, you would have failed many times. You would have failed many times. Don't give up. I hope this answers the question of all those who have been refused once or twice. I want you to come back one day and tell me you kept applying until you got your visa. If you have also applied after you were refused visa and finally you got it, share your story and let us inspire the youth of Africa with this. All right. Let me go to my next question. So you can come with your spouse. And yes, how many hours of work can they do? It depends on the kind of application you do. I recommend you do a lot of research before you apply for your spouses. If you are coming with your spouse, some people apply for visitors visa for their spouse while they come on student permit or visa. Some people also apply for what is called open work permit. Open work permit. Basically what that does is that it allows your accompanying spouse to have a permit to work non-stop hours. Non-stop hours. Some people also do a different application called, forgotten the name. But there are different applications you could do for your spouse. I would say that a visitor's visa for your spouse may not be smart. It may work for you. You may get a visa, but it might not be smart in getting your spouse to work. You know why? Visitor's visa does not allow you to work. Guys, anybody with the visitor's visa, you are not allowed to work. You are not allowed to work. HRM Samuel Adams, does counseling pay well? Counseling is a trained job, a specialized field, so my assumption is that it pays well. Remember what I said, even with a minimum wage, somebody who is just a cleaner can still live a better life if they are smart. So counseling would definitely treat you well, especially given that it's a trained, a specialized course, meaning that when you counsel people, your sessions are most likely not going to be minimum wage. You charge them more. All right. This lady I talked about, she's getting her counseling degree in Tyndale University, and she's already having her Facebook page where she counsels people. I see her as the future Bimbo Odukuya, the late Bimbo Odukuya. When I was young, I used to watch Singles Are Married. And even though I was so young, that woman was full of fire and energy and passion and charisma. I used to feed on her content. May her soul rest in peace. So counseling is something you can do well, especially if you are worth your salt and people are after you. You can actually get that. All right. Let me go to the next set of questions. So Rosemary and others, I hope you got an answer to your question. Age limit, I've covered that. There is also a young man who said, I just arrived in Canada recently. Your name is Abed. I don't want to mention your full name. I'll just mention your first name. Abed Nego. You just got your visa. You arrived in Canada recently. You have a diploma in marketing. You want to know what jobs you can do. I would say that apply to jobs. Apply to as many jobs as possible. Go for interviews as many. But for the meantime, just get something started. Something that can keep money coming to help you with your bills, right? And then once you get to know the system more, you figure out how to get a much better job. When you come to Canada, it could be easy for you to get a job in your field right away. If you're an accountant, you could get a job right away. But what many people do is that they just start with a minimum wage job, if possible, or whatever your hand can find doing. So that once you're doing that and you are knowing the system better, you can begin looking for much better jobs that can pay you. Remember Sarah, the husband started by working in a call center. And whilst he was doing that, he created a profile on LinkedIn showing that he's a software or an IT guy. And what happened? A company actually went after him and asked him, young man, with your qualification, we need you. And they actually poached him and told him to come. So yes, have a LinkedIn profile when you come here. Put all your skill sets there. And there is a good chance that somebody is going to find you on LinkedIn and pursue you. All right. And definitely we can also chat, and you can also figure out, like, by just connecting with people that you meet. And, you know, just hang around with people who are smart and they are make new friends. When you come to a new country, make new friends, make smart friends. 1 second, please. Thank you. Where is the grape? I just gave you one. Where is it? Where's the grape? Go pick it up. Go pick it up, please. Pick it up. Okay. All right. So when you go to a new country, guys, one of the things you want to do is to begin connecting and expanding your network. You are new. You don't know people. You are not in your familiar zone. Your friends are not there. Maybe you might meet 1 or 2 friends. Connect with people who live there and they are doing it big. Be careful as well. Friends can destroy you. Trust me, many people travel and they hang around with the wrong crew and their life just goes around in circles. Connect with people who are looking better. Say hi to somebody, young man. When you go to the store, open up, say hi. God might just direct you to the right people. And pray as well. If you believe in prayer, pray before you go. If you believe in prayer, if your religion allows you to pray, pray. And tell God to connect you with the right people as you step out today, as you go on the bus today, as you go to the store today, that may the right people smile to you. God is the one who makes up divine appointments. He can bring people your way. I'm in Abuja. I'm 53 and my husband is 54 and he has done IELTS 3 times, but he's getting 6.5 in... that question, he's getting 6.5 in his writing all the time, but every other ones are okay, and they say it is age. Yes, so I believe that is express entry, right? You are talking about express entry. I'm going to talk about that briefly. All right. So that answers your question there. Talent is another way you can come to Canada, guys. Most of the musicians in Africa, they don't have a degree. Most of them don't have even an HND. Most of them just have a basic education. But the reason why they are traveling is because of their talent. Why? There is a show booked somewhere that will allow Whiskey to travel, will allow Davido to travel. They won't ask him for his credentials like that. He is going because of what he does. You are a talented footballer. You are an NBA future Nigerian basketball. Nigeria, for example, the NBA is inundated with so many athletes from Nigeria, young guys who have been scouted. Guys, my advice to you is this. I shared a blog. I shared a link on my page. I think it is Canada Visa Forum page of a young Ghanaian who was scouted from Ghana as a basketball player to come and study here. I'm hoping to do an interview with him one of these days so he can share his story. When I read it online, I thought it was great, so I shared it. My advice here is this: even if you don't have any of these qualifications we are talking about, but you are a gifted person with something, guys, I know your big dream is to travel, but for now, find a way to showcase your talent to the world. Today, Facebook is there. I'm not paying to talk to you guys. I'm just showcasing my gift to you and what God has blessed me with. I'm not paying for this. Maybe you are shy to do this, but maybe if you're a footballer, let somebody film your skills as you're playing and create a YouTube channel. It's free. Post your videos there. Give it a nice title. Give it a nice thing, and pray that one day somebody finds your video. Do you guys know how Justin Bieber from Canada got into the limelight? All he was doing was playing his piano and singing, and Usher found him on YouTube. Somebody is the next Justin Bieber. Somebody is the next footballer. Somebody is the next basketball player in the NBA. Somebody is the next this and the next that. But until you find a way to show the world what you can do, nobody will hear about you. Please, don't wait for a big light on you first. Find a way to show what you can do. Tell people what you can do. I remember, guys, when I started this, I only had one subscriber. I only had one follower, Sarah Amafu. She was my first follower. She was my first subscriber. She was the first person to comment. Those of you who started this with me, Josephine, Gennaro, all of you guys, you know what I mean. There were times when I used to, Papa Jenfi, there were times when I used to come online and I only had 2 people or 1 person online. But I still poured my heart out and I did my thing. I left the rest for God to do. Today, here we are today. Today, we actually have picked about 150 people online. And who knows how it's going to grow. Find a way to show the world what you can do. It will open doors for you. The book says that your gift will make room for you and it will take you places. Taking you places means including traveling. But find a way to show the world that I may not have education. I may not have that. I may not have that. But I'm gifted in something. Show the world. It will make you travel. It will make you travel. There is a story of a young man from Malawi who harnesses the wind. A movie has been produced based on his story. That young man was in a village using his talent to make wind, produce electricity and something like that. But eventually his village story and success went viral. Somebody picked him up. There is a story of Abraham Atta who just did his stuff in Ghana, small, and today he's in Hollywood. Are you waiting for a big spotlight before you show? No. You need to start in your small corner. As a shepherd boy, start on the field. Just do your shepherding. God will give you places. You might feel you are in prison like Joseph in the Bible. Be in that prison and still be interpreting dreams. God will make things happen for you. I hope this blesses you. I hope this blesses you. All right. I'm going to be wrapping up anytime soon. Let me make sure I go through every question that I had categorized. So guys, this is my nice way of saying I'm responding to your questions. Now, I've also noticed that some of you, when you send me messages, you add almost all your documents. Some are adding their transcripts, some are adding this. I don't personally recommend you sending me any personal documents. I don't want you to think I'm an immigration consultant. I'm just sharing information to help you. I really appreciate you for trusting me and sending me your documents, but I don't want you to send me your documents unless I probably ask for it. Right, guys? It's not safe to just be sending your documents around. Only send them when I ask for them, but do not send me your documents, right? It's just my way of saying don't over-trust me. Don't trust nobody and just send your stuff out. People might just use your documents in a bad way, all right? So don't send me your documents until I ask for that, all right? Express entry is one question that came up. So the woman from Abuja who asked the question about IELTS for the husband, I believe that question is about express entry. I'm going to talk about it briefly. Briefly, okay? All right. It's time for her to do her normal things, which is getting ready for her meal and stuff. So I'm going to try and wrap up as soon as possible, okay? And I need to change her diaper and all of that as well. All right. Express entry, what is it? I'm going to briefly talk about it. I have a video about it already. I will mention the title and you guys can check it out. If you want to write a title down, please write it down. The video is titled, How to Come to Canada Permanently as a Skilled Labor Through Express Entry. How to Come to Canada Permanently as a Skilled Labor Through Express Entry. If you haven't seen that video, please look for it and watch it. I will do an updated version of that where I will share more information. In that video, I just open your eye to Express Entry and I share some few tips on how you can get started. What is Express Entry? I'm going to talk about it briefly. So basically, Express Entry is similar to the US lottery visa system, which attracts people from all over the world. You don't need to be in Canada to apply for Express Entry. However, it is different from the US visa lottery system in the sense that unlike the US lottery visa system where they don't pick you up based on your qualifications, with Express Entry, it is just based on your human value. Human value. I know it's difficult to place value on human life, but the Canadians, they've managed to put their valuation in a different way of a scale. So they use certain things to evaluate you as a person and how you can contribute to the economy. This is an immigrant economy where immigrants build the economy. So they are looking for how to attract the best of people. I'm going to briefly tell you what it means to do an Express Entry application. When you are successful with your Express Entry application, which normally lasts between 3 months to 1 year, you could get your Express Entry approved within 3 months to 1 year. When it gets approved for you, what does it mean? It means they're going to tell you, congratulations, young man from Africa. We just vetted your documents. It's good. We are happy to confer on you permanent resident, which is similar to a green card. Pick your bag and come to Canada straight. You don't need work permit. You don't need anything. Just come in here and start your life. That's what it means. So Express Entry gives you a permanent residence visa and a card straightforward when you apply for that. And I know everybody's like, wow, so I can come here without schooling. I can come here without spouse. I can just apply straight and come. There are many Nigerians who are coming today through Express Entry. There are many Ghanaians. I've actually seen enough Nigerians already who came here as professionals. But let me tell you what they are looking for, guys. Express Entry normally will rate or value or do an evaluation of your skill set. The higher your skill set, of educated skill set and professional skill set, the better. I don't want anybody to feel so low because you don't have this. I'm only going to tell you, it's a pool, a competitive pool where they target the best people from the world who can build the Canadian economy. So here in this pool, you have software engineers, you have architectural engineers, you have builders, you have engineers, mechanical engineers, you have medical doctors, you have dentists, you have chartered accountant, ICA or ACCA or whatever it is if you are a chartered accountant. You have CEOs of big companies or smaller companies that have demonstrated success. You know, you have serious entrepreneurs who have a proven track record and they can prove what they do. You have big time investors. You have all these people. Now, what if you are even a teacher? Can you? I would say don't give up. Go through the process. If you're eligible, give it a try. You lose nothing for giving it a try. So you see all these jobs I made. In fact, there is a friend of mine who is probably online right now, who is an optometrist. Yeah? He just got his permanent residence straight as an Express Entry person. He applied straight outside of Canada, and he got it. So he's coming in. The wife is a medical doctor. They are all coming in. You see, straight permanent resident. But here is the caveat. The better your skill set and the higher your education, the better for you. In short, if you can prove that you have gone to school for this, you have a degree, you have a master's, you have a PhD. You not only that, you have proven. I know a lecturer from Nigeria who came here as an Express Entry. If you've proven that, look, I'm a lecturer of my sort, I've done publications, I've done this research, I've worked with this, and you can apply. What is going to happen when you apply is that they are going to allocate you points. They will allocate you points based on the information you provide. The information is many. When we finish, I'm going to put the link to how you can assess yourself and see whether you are eligible for that. I'm going to post a link. They will assess your information. and they will award you points for every information you provide. Guys, I'm going to tell you this. Whatever information you provide, they are going to verify it though. They're going to ask you for documents to back it. Woe unto you if you add fake documents and they catch you, they will ban you for 5 years. They will ban you for 5 years. Anytime you use a fake information and you are found, automatically you get banned for about 5 years. In fact, it will be something that could destroy your chances of even entering the US. Canada and US, they share information, so be careful. I know somebody in Nigeria, somebody in Ghana, somebody in some part of Africa now is probably having bad dream. Can I cook fake documents? Woe unto you if you want to try that. Be genuine as possible, because they will vet every information. Some of the information that they vet are your education, your level of education. The higher your education, the better. Number 2, they also will find out if you are married. The person who is married and has kids has a lower chance than the person who is not married and is single. Why? I'm going to say this again. A person who is married with 2 kids like me, if I'm applying for express entry, my chances or my score will be lower than the person who is single, has the same qualification. Why? Basically, the way they see this is that when we give it to the person with a family, it means more permanent residence papers going to those people, even though the others might not be the ones with the skill set we are looking for. Maybe the children don't have the skill set, it's just a father. But all these people are coming to come and take permanent residence too. So they are carefully looking at how they can take that 3 permanent residence where they will take give your family. They will give 3 software engineers. Maybe they can do the same thing for Canada. You see how they think? Smart people, What it means is that the bigger your family size, the lesser your point for express entry. So a single person has a better chance. Number 2, the younger you are, but more qualified you are, the better your chance than somebody who is older. So somebody who is 55 years old, for example, by age factor alone, express entry will have you on a low score for age. Why? They assume that you are approaching retirement. They assume that you don't have enough youthful time left in you. So if they give you the permanent residence, you are just coming to retire in Canada, right? You see how it works. But the person who is 30 years old, 29 years old, 27, and has the same skill set like you, they would rather go for that person. Think about it. In football, which people get signed? The younger guys. Why? They think they can get a lot more value out of them for the same job than somebody who is older. This is not to say they are discriminating. It's their way of just analyzing the skill set that you are bringing into the country. This is also not to discourage you, but this is just to let you know ahead of time in case you are struggling to make your points. Then you know where the numbers are coming from. What some people have done is that if they are coming and they have family, you get to a point where they ask you, are you coming with your family? Will they accompany you? If you don't want your points to go down, knowing that maybe your wife doesn't have the credentials like you, your children don't have it, it is safe to say, no, they will not come with me. I'm the only one coming. That way you can still get it. And later on, as you come into the country, you can now apply and get your family here. That is a smart way to go about it. Especially if you know your other family members who you want to come with you don't have the skill set. You could be looking at doing it yourself and say they are not coming with me. It's just me. And when you come in later, you can what? Go ahead and then apply and bring them in later on. All right. I have shared a link in the past. If anybody can share the express entry points calculator or assessment link. If you found it, please share it. If you found it, if you don't, I'll post it right after this show. All right. The other area that hurts a lot of people here, guys, is a language requirement. There is a language requirement for everybody before you become a permanent resident in Canada. We all need to go through it. The only people who don't go through these language requirements are people who come as refugees. And their situation don't allow them to go through education and all those things. But if you're coming through the normal permanent resident application like express entry, you need to meet a language requirement. What is it? Basically, Canada will require you to write an IELTS exams in which you need to have a certain minimum score. No! It's called the bandwidth. The bandwidth. It's called the bandwidth, okay? 1 second, please. So, IELTS exams is organized by the British Council in Africa or in West Africa. In different countries, they have different agencies they work with. Before you apply for express entry, I recommend that you check your eligibility to make sure that your points are looking good. They hold a draw almost every 2 weeks or so. I'm not too sure about it. Almost every 2 weeks, they hold a draw where they announce those who have made a point or the cutoff point that they are going to use to call or invite people to submit their application every 2 weeks or so. So you can actually Google it. Express entry recent draw. You can just Google that. Express entry recent draw. It's going to tell you when they did a recent draw. And you're going to know what kind of point they use to call or invite people. Once you know that kind of point, when you go and do your own assessment by using the point calculator to know how much score you can also get by providing you information, it helps you to know that you are in a good position to start gathering your documents. I recommend that you do your assessment to know your points, to see whether your point meets the most recent draw, so that you know when you can start. What I find people do is that they don't check their eligibility, they don't check to know whether they have the points, and then they go straight and they start writing an IELTS exams. And then later on they find out they are not eligible, and then they get frustrated because they spend $300 or $200 doing an IELTS exams. I don't recommend you write an IELTS exams. I recommend you check your eligibility. And I recommend that you know that your points is within the most recent score that you use to call people. And then if you get that, you can begin working on your IELTS exam to now submit and create a profile for them to call you and invite you one of these days, right? That's what I recommend. If you just get up and you go write an IELTS exam without knowing whether your point is 100, 200, 300, and later on you go and check now and you realize the point is 500, what did they go do now with your IELTS exams? So I beg, always remember, check your eligibility before you try that. IELTS exams. The IELTS exams is in 4 categories. It is in 4 sessions of writing, where you write an essay and they mark it to see your grammar, your construction, how your ideas are organized. There is also a second portion which is called reading. It's like comprehension, where they will give you a passage, you read and you respond to the passage. There is also a third category called listening. Listening is similar to a WAEC oral exams in English, where they play a cassette or audio. You listen to it and you try and answer the questions based on the conversation that happened in the audio. And then the final one is a speaking session, where you actually get scheduled for a one-on-one interview with somebody who is going to listen to you and ask you a question. And then they will try and see how you articulate clearly, and then they see whether you can fluently communicate in your English language. If you are from a Francophone country, you are going to do the Francophone version of what we call our IELTS, okay? Why are they doing all this, guys? They know you are coming to live in Canada permanently. They want to be sure you can communicate when you come here. They don't want you to be a burden because of language barrier. They want you to show them that at least you can express yourself in English and your writing skills are good before they allow you to come in. You see, that is the aspect that I think our friends in US are not getting right. It's not wrong for somebody to come or be denied a visa because of language, but it shows that with language proficiency, people succeed much easier than people who have no language skills at all. You will struggle to communicate in English if you can't speak English. You will struggle to communicate in Quebec if you can't speak French. They won't let you go there. They know you're going to struggle to even find a work and communicate. That is their reason for doing this, okay? Now, what is the minimum score for each of these categories for IELTS if you are doing your exams? All of them, you need to get a minimum of 6.0 or 6.5. Guys, let me know if you are more familiar with this. I think it's either minimum of 6.0 or 6.5 in each category. Let me say this. For writing, you need to get a minimum of 6.0. For speaking, minimum 6.0. For reading, minimum 6.0. For listening, minimum 6.0. Now, what if you do well on all the other 3, but you miss one and it was below 5? You have to retake it again. You have to redo the IELTS exams again and pay another money. Thank you. Donatus J-Jump says it's 6.5. So meaning that you need to have a minimum of 6.5 across board. The highest score you could ever get on each category is 10. The minimum you need to be eligible is 6.5. So here is it. If you do well in the other areas, but one area, the time when I did mine, the score was 6.0. I remember out of the 4 categories, the one that really disturbed me was listening. My listening no good, guys. I get easily distracted. In fact, I didn't like the listening part when I was in secondary school too. Orals, I struggled. I'm the type that when I'm listening to the conversation being played in the cassette or whatever, when I miss one thing, I like to think about that thing instead of moving on and thinking about the others. I get drawn back by the one that I missed. So it makes me mix several other information, which makes me struggle to answer the questions. That's how I struggled with it when I was doing my secondary school. I still struggle with it when I was doing my arts. But God was a miracle working God. I had exactly 6.0 for my listening. Imagine if I had gotten less than that. Oh my goodness. I would have paid money to redo it again. I had to write that even though I was in Canada. Before you become a permanent resident, all of us need to write that. So guys, here is my recommendation. There is a woman on YouTube. You can start watching her videos to help yourself. Her name is IELTS Liz. Somebody should type it down there, please. IELTS Liz, L-I-Z. She's British, L-I-Z. She's British. That woman is a guru when it comes to preparation for IELTS. I use her videos to prepare myself for my own IELTS. I didn't even use any other resources. I'm not saying you shouldn't also use other resources. The more the resources, the better. But at least if you have nothing to start with, go and watch that woman, Ashley Josephine. You are awesome. God bless you. Check her out on YouTube. Follow her content. Know how the structure of the questions are. Know how they do every session. And practice and practice and practice before you go and register. Don't go and register for IELTS exam without preparing. You will just waste that money. Because if you don't pass, remember, you're always going to repay that same 300. How much is it in Ghana? How much is it in Nigeria to do IELTS? Put it down there. It's a lot of money. So you want to make sure you are very strategic about how you approach it. Because if that $300 or whatever $200 is gone, it can depress you and you even give up. If that is your life savings. So please approach it with seriousness. What I can recommend is that when you are checking your eligibility or your score for your express entry, when you get to the IELTS column, they are going to ask you whether you've taken the exams. You haven't taken it, you might want to say maybe yes. Remember, that is not the official information they are going to use to invite you. You are just checking your score, right? You could easily say maybe you have taken it, yes. Then they're going to ask you, put your score there. I recommend you put in an average of maybe 7 to 8 or 9, depending on your strength of preparation. If you know yourself, you know, everybody, you sabi yourself, you know whether you feel do that exams well or not. If you know, say you feel go for 9, put 9, 9, 9, 9. If you know, say na 8 where you feel 8, go for 8, 8, 8, 8. If you know, say na 7, go for 7, 7, 7. And after you put all the information, they are going to generate a score for you. Take that score and then go on Google and type most recent draw for express entry. You are going to see the score that they use. If your score matches that area, it means say you are eligible or you have a chance. Then you can now go and begin preparing yourself. I hope this information is good. 80,000 naira. How much is it in dollars? I'm not too familiar with the naira now. I used to. How much is that? $200 in Ghana. Okay, so most likely about $200. Don't go and waste that money. Be tactful about it. Professionals are coming to Canada using this. The software engineers, the big guys, those people who have so much of education piled up, they are coming here using that. I'm hoping to bring some people here. The reason why I haven't done my video is that my express entry video that I want to do, I don't want me to just be talking. I want to bring somebody who just did that from Ghana, Nigeria, anywhere, to share his whole journey or her journey with you so that you can be inspired just by watching that. That is why I have delayed. In the meantime, I have made one video on this. It is called How to Move to Canada or Come to Canada Permanently Through Express Entry. Please look for that. It will say skilled labor. Look for that video and watch it. In that video, I recommended a certain website that you can also go and log on to register to join their forum so you can get some more information on skilled. I gave an advice. Make sure you pay to that. That website is called, I've forgotten the name. I think it's called CanadaVisa.com. CanadaVisa.com. It was created by a group of immigration lawyers in Canada. They created that to get more people to come to their platform. But in the end, if you end up contacting them, they are going to say they are going to charge you money to give you the same information I'm giving you. Guys, I would recommend if you use my video, pay attention to the advice I give there. Make una no go pay money. Don't go and pay money. Let somebody dupe you or take your money and you come and say, I am the one who led you there. I carefully stress and give my emphasis. So make sure when you watch that video, you pay attention to every detail I share in there. All right? All right, so that covers the question on express entry. You can come here as an express entry. You can come with your talent as a footballer. Just make sure you start making your videos and let people know about you, that you are so good, so that they can come for you. Future Lionel Messi or future Abedi Pele or future Okocha or something. Just put your talent online. All right. Let me know. I think I'm exhausted. And I shouldn't have won this, guys. It was a bit cold in the night, but not now. I'm sweating, huh? Shouldn't have won this. All right, guys. Let me know. Is there something I didn't cover? I believe I've covered most of your questions. I will be doing more of this to help reduce my inbox. You know I'm not able to answer them. What are the chances for 2 couples with 2 kids going as a student with tuition fee paying? I have covered that, Honorable Uche Odieka. I recommend that if you didn't get to start, you go back and then just play that portion, but I actually did cover this portion there. So I won't be going back on that, unfortunately, just so I can keep the video not too long. Ahmed, boss, can you recommend university? Ahmed, your question just disappeared though. Yeah, somebody said, can you, Mr. There was a gentleman, so great. You asked a question, which universities are good for scholarship for political science? Please watch my video on scholarship. I gave some specific universities that your chances for scholarship are higher and it's not too competitive too. In other words, you are not going to be going in with so many people with first class, so many people with masters who are coming for the same thing. Those universities, they are not as big as possible, but they do give full scholarship. Please watch my video. I did share some universities. Almost all of them have political science. So check on the department, check on their graduate programs, check for where they have political science. Click on it and see where they say they have funding. Funding. Funding is the same as scholarship, guys. So if he says they have funding, it means they have scholarship, right? So go watch that video. Boss, can you recommend that offers masters in digital marketing? Unfortunately, I don't know any school yet. It doesn't mean there is none. I recommend that you use some of the schools that I have recommended to you and you check them out. But Ahmed, this is the thing. What if you don't even find a school that offers masters in digital marketing? If you really want to come to Canada, choose something else. Then when you come, you can upgrade yourself whilst you are here, right? By doing some online courses on digital marketing. Google does that. Facebook offers that. There are so many courses online now that you can do for free on digital marketing. Udemy offers free courses on that. Udemy. So Ahmed, my simple answer is, if you never find a school with the course you're looking for, switch to a different course, just for the sake of coming. When you come in, you can figure out how to upgrade yourself whilst you're in Canada, okay? All right. Victor Tor, I can't afford the tuition, so they give scholarship for full-time degree from 1 year to final. Yes, how can someone get to know about it? I can't afford the tuition. If they give scholarship, yes, can you get scholarship? Masters, PhD, yes, you can get scholarship if your grades are good and you already have a first degree. I am not too sure about undergraduate, guys. Somebody asked a question about undergraduate. So say I want to come and do a 4-year degree program, bachelor. Do they have scholarship? Most likely not 100%. You may have to pay some of the fees. Some schools may give you a bit of scholarship. I recommend that you check some of the universities I've mentioned and then check their courses and see whether they have funding indicated under the course for a degree. If yes, you could give it a try. Ahmed, thank you, Josephine, for responding to Ahmed. Udemy. Okay. Josephine saying, those of you who are inboxing me, I beg, no love issues. I'm just helping my brother with some information. Please, guys, let's not try and push the buttons of personal relationship stuff there, right? I'm not saying nothing good can come out of this. Maybe somebody can marry somebody through this page. I don't know, but at least have some limits so that you don't overstep. Okay. Said that driver, I'm a truck driver. Any work there? Unfortunately, I don't know anything yet here that brings people specifically for truck driving, but I'm going to do my research. If I do find, I'll let you know. I was told kids require 4,000 Canadian dollars and parents 10,000. I'm going to check that, Honorable Uche Odiaka. I'm going to check for kids and I'm going to come back. I know of the 10,000 for adults. You could be right for kids because they're very young, right? But I'm going to check that and I'm going to come back to you on that. Donatus, see you when I come there with Express Entry. I'm an IT technician, the Czech Republic, with a master's degree in natural resources, environmental. Now, so you can definitely come with all this education you've mentioned, but the question is, do you have a number of years of proven experience in that same field? In other words, can you back that you work for these companies and this is what you've done? If the answer is yes, go ahead and check your eligibility for express entry, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for being part of Chorkor Millionaire. Remember, look for me on YouTube, Chorkor Millionaire, and subscribe. Share my videos, comment, drop the likes. YouTube uses the likes and the comments to push my video for it to go to other people. So if you already managed to subscribe, just drop a like there. Just drop a comment so that YouTube knows that this channel is doing good and they promote it for it to reach people. If you're having difficulty finding my YouTube channel, on Facebook, when you type Chorkor Millionaire and you go to my page, there is a button there that says website. When you click on it, it's going to take you straight to my YouTube channel as well, okay? Name of the universities for political science. Please watch my video on scholarship. I mentioned all the schools with scholarship. Almost all of them have political science. Utumba, Fles, okay? All right. Follow me on YouTube. Those of you who want to, I won't be sharing my real estate journey on Facebook most of the time. I will do my live construction, renovation things on YouTube. So please follow me there and get all of it. If you're already living in Canada and you want to go into real estate but you don't know how to start, I recommend you follow me on YouTube. You're going to get all the gist. Trust me, guys, I have so much content on YouTube that I'm willing to share. Some of them are going to be how I did my projects. I'm going to share all of that. Please follow me on YouTube. Instagram too. Follow me on Instagram. Just follow me on Instagram and you're going to catch up with all of them. Once I get all my videos properly edited, they are all going to be out, okay? Yeah, thank you so much for your time. God bless you. It's Chorkor Millionaire. I always like to leave you with this. You don't need more money. You need more wisdom to live life. I hope you gain everything, but in all, you gain more wisdom. Wisdom maketh a man. Age doesn't make a man. Your height doesn't make a man. Wisdom is the principal thing. And I hope you gain more wisdom so we can live smarter. God bless you. Talk to you soon.